Port Charles is a town where secrets fester in the shadows, but sometimes those secrets come crawling out, threatening to destroy everything. And this summer, the residents of Port Charles will face a revelation so shocking, it could shatter marriages, friendships, and families. It begins with Daisy, sweet, fragile, and beloved by all. But what starts as subtle unease quickly becomes a living nightmare. Someone is following her, leaving cryptic notes and making phone calls in the middle of the night. Daisy's terror becomes the town's obsession, and soon, Sasha Gilmore and Michael Corinthos start to piece together a horrifying theory. Could Willow Tate, Michael's own wife, be Daisy's stalker? No one wants to believe it, least of all Michael. But the evidence begins to mount, and what was once unthinkable becomes impossible to ignore. It started innocently. Daisy noticed someone watching her at Kelly's. A fleeting glimpse in the reflection of the window, a figure with long hair, ducking away before she could get a clear look. Then the calls began. Soft breathing on the other end of the line, followed by a whispered, "I see you." Daisy, who had always been kind-hearted and trusting, found herself jumping at every sound. She even confided in Sasha, her best friend. "I think someone's following me," Daisy whispered over coffee at the Metro Court. "I can feel them. Everywhere." Sasha's heart clenched. Daisy had been through so much already. She couldn't bear to see her friend slip into fear again. But as Sasha started asking around, strange coincidences emerged, each one leading her closer to a chilling suspicion. Sasha never fancied herself a detective, but protecting Daisy became her mission. She started by asking Spinelli to trace the blocked calls Daisy received. Spinelli, ever discreet, delivered shocking news. The calls came from a phone registered to the Corinthos estate. At first, Sasha couldn't believe it. She thought of Sonny, Michael, and even the staff. But Spinelli shook his head. The calls were made when almost everyone was accounted for, except Willow. Sasha pushed the thought away. Willow was gentle, loving, a former teacher who had dedicated her life to children. How could she torment Daisy like this? Yet questions piled up. Willow's sudden disappearances, unexplained late-night drives, and a familiar scent of Willow's lavender perfume on one of the cryptic notes Daisy found tucked in her locker at the hospital. Sasha's heart pounded. Could Willow truly be capable of something so dark? At first, Michael laughed off Sasha's concerns. "Willow, come on, Sasha. She'd never hurt anyone, let alone Daisy." But Sasha insisted, sharing everything she'd uncovered. Michael's laughter died, replaced by a flicker of doubt. Memories flooded his mind, times when Willow came home disheveled, her explanation vague. He recalled how Willow seemed unusually tense whenever Daisy's name came up in conversation, how her smile would tighten and her eyes would dart away. And there was that night Willow came home late, claiming she'd gone for a drive to clear her head, yet Michael remembered seeing scratches on her hand. Was he imagining things? Or had Willow been somewhere she shouldn't? The thought gnawed at him. Michael loved Willow. They had built a life together, survived grief, betrayal, and heartache. Could it all unravel now? Unable to contain their fears, Sasha and Michael confronted Willow. They chose the living room of the gatehouse, a place once filled with laughter and love, now heavy with suspicion. Willow listened, pale and silent, as Sasha laid out the evidence. The phone calls traced to the estate, the notes that smelled of lavender, and her late-night absences. Tears welled in Willow's eyes. "You think I'd do this?" she whispered. To Daisy. Michael's heart broke. "We don't want to believe it, Willow. But we need answers." Willow trembled. "I love Daisy. I'd never hurt her." But her voice faltered, and Michael caught something in her expression, a flicker of guilt, or perhaps fear. Was it the fear of being falsely accused, or the fear of a truth that might escape? As Sasha and Michael investigated, a darker part of Daisy's history came to light. Years ago, before coming to Port Charles, Daisy had been part of a secretive self-help group that turned out to be a front for manipulation and abuse. One member of the group had stalked Daisy back then, too. Could it be the same person? Was Daisy's stalker someone from her past, now resurfacing? Spinelli and Damien Spinelli dug deeper, uncovering the name Eleanor Carter, a woman Daisy had testified against, leading to Eleanor's arrest. Eleanor had been released from prison months earlier, and no one knew her whereabouts. Sasha's hope flared. Maybe Willow truly was innocent, and Daisy's past had come back to haunt her. Meanwhile, Willow struggled privately with a torment she'd hidden from everyone, even Michael. Nightmares haunted her. Visions of someone hurting Daisy, her own hands covered in ink from writing threatening notes she didn't remember composing. In moments of waking terror, Willow questioned her sanity. Had grief over losing her first child, combined with guilt and suppressed rage, splintered her mind? Was she stalking Daisy without knowing it? Willow sought therapy, terrified of what she might discover. And then, a chilling memory surfaced. One night, she stood outside Daisy's apartment, watching her through the window. Willow couldn't recall why she was there, or what she had planned. Was she Daisy's protector, or her tormentor? Haunted by doubt, Michael began searching Willow's things. Guilt clawed at him, but he felt desperate for the truth. In a locked drawer, he found a stack of photographs, pictures of Daisy, taken at different times, leaving work, jogging in the park, shopping at Rice Plaza. Michael's blood ran cold. He confronted Willow again, this time his voice shaking. "Why do you have these?" Willow collapsed into sobs. "I don't know. I don't remember taking them." Michael's heart shattered. Was Willow lying, or was something deeply wrong with her mind? Sasha, equally tormented, turned to Sonny Corinthos for help. Sonny, fiercely protective of family, promised to look into it discreetly. He assigned Dex to quietly monitor Willow, watching her movements, hoping to catch the stalker, if it wasn't her. But every clue seemed to circle back to Willow. Sasha blamed herself. Had she betrayed her best friend by suspecting Willow? Or had she saved Daisy from something far worse? With Sonny's help, they devised a plan to catch the stalker. Sasha persuaded Daisy to attend a charity gala at the Metro Court, announced publicly in the press, making it irresistible bait. Dex, Michael, and Spinelli set up surveillance, watching every guest. Willow insisted on coming too, her face pale but determined. As the night wore on, tension grew thick. Daisy tried to smile, but fear lurked in her eyes. Willow hovered nearby, wringing her hands. Then, just as the event wound down, Daisy received a text. "You can't hide from me forever." It came from a burner phone, but surveillance caught someone slipping the phone into a trash bin. Spinelli traced the figure on camera, a woman in a dark wig. Dex chased her, cornering her in the hotel garage. When the woman turned, Willow's face paled, and Michael's mouth dropped open. It wasn't Willow. It was Eleanor Carter, Daisy's old stalker. Eleanor sneered. "I always finish what I start." Dex restrained her, and police took her away. Daisy wept with relief, clinging to Sasha. Michael turned to Willow, tears in his eyes. "I'm so sorry," he whispered. But Willow didn't smile. Her eyes were haunted. "I was there that night outside Daisy's place," Willow confessed quietly. "Part of me wanted to scare her away, because I was jealous." Willow revealed her hidden torment. After her own losses, losing her first child, the trauma of Nina's betrayal, and feeling overshadowed by Daisy's presence in Michael's life, she felt jealousy growing inside her. "I never planned to hurt Daisy," Willow sobbed. "But sometimes I hated her because she reminded me of everything I'd lost." Michael's heart broke anew. Willow had been battling grief, guilt, and rage, all without help. "I never made those calls," she whispered. "But I did watch her. I thought if I could see her weaknesses, I'd feel better. But it only made me hate myself more." The revelation rocked their marriage. Willow agreed to continue therapy, desperate to heal the darkness inside her. Michael supported her, but trust had been fractured. Daisy forgave Willow, understanding how grief can twist love into something dangerous. But Willow kept her distance, ashamed of what she'd become. Sasha, who had always been Willow's closest friend, struggled too. Could she trust Willow again? Could they rebuild? Eleanor confessed everything to police. After prison, She blamed Daisy for her ruined life. She stalked Daisy, hoping to destroy her peace. But she also saw Willow as useful. Eleanor discovered Willow's fragile mental state and manipulated it, leaving notes that smelled of Willow's perfume, making calls from the Corinthos estate, and planting evidence to frame her. It was a cruel plan: destroy Daisy and ruin Willow in the process. News of the stalker's true identity spread quickly. But whispers continued in Port Charles. Had Willow truly been framed, or had her own jealousy played a part? At Kelly's, people debated. At the hospital, nurses exchanged uneasy glances. Willow felt the weight of every stare. Michael, Willow, and Wiley went on a short trip to the cabin, hoping to reconnect. But silence filled the air where laughter once lived. Michael loved Willow, but could love conquer everything? Back in Port Charles, Sasha comforted Daisy, who decided to leave town for a while, to heal somewhere far from shadows. Despite Eleanor's arrest, the biggest question remained: if Willow could become that jealous once, could it happen again? Michael lay awake at night, staring at the woman he loved, wondering if the darkness inside her was truly gone. Willow faces an unexpected health scare, reopening old wounds. Michael considers asking for a separation to protect Wiley. Daisy, in her new town, meets someone connected to Willow's past. Sasha, haunted by guilt, faces her own stalker, an anonymous figure sending her photos from the gala. Sonny worries the Corinthos' name is cursed, and Jason steps in to protect Michael's family. Port Charles will never be the same. In the end, the story of Daisy's stalker became more than just a mystery. It revealed the cracks in seemingly perfect lives, the darkness that grief can awaken, and the painful journey of redemption. Stay tuned, General Hospital fans, because in Port Charles, even the deepest secrets rarely stay buried for long.